Hello guys, I am Ali Jawad and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will start with lesson number 12, Kinetic Model of Matter of syllabus Physics 5054 for Cambridge and O-level students. So let us start with our lesson. The word kinetic model of matter can be broken down into simpler portions. For example, matter. We all know that matter is something which occupies space and has mass. And then what do we mean by the word model? The word model means the representation of something. So for example, a mathematical model means a representation of physical phenomena in terms of mathematical equation. A graphical model means that the representation of something in the form of graphics. Similarly, when we say model of matter, so it means the representation of matter with some diagrammatic approach. The word kinetic is derived from kinetic energy, which means continuous motion. So, in this lesson, we will discuss about a model of matter which emphasizes on the continuous motion of the molecules. So, let us start with this. We all know that matter is something which has mass and occupies space, and the word kinetic means movement. So kinetic model of matter, as the word suggests, is the representation of matter in the form of molecules which are in continuous motion. So these are the three states of matter, and they are interconvertible, means we can convert the solid into liquid and the liquid into gas, and vice versa into different forms by heating and cooling processes. So if we may melt the solid, it converts into liquid, and when we heat the liquid again, so it vaporizes to form gas, and when we cool the gas down, it becomes liquid and then back to solid again. Now the important point which we need to consider is the geometrical arrangement of the molecules. And the question is why they are arranging in this particular structure in different states. They are having different arrangements. And the idea behind is of forces of attraction among the molecules. So the forces of attraction is the governing factor which gives the shape and properties to the matter. For instance, the forces of attraction among the molecules of solid are very high, and because of that, they comes together to form a definite shape. So the solid has definite shape because of strong forces of attraction. However, if we may compare it to that of gas, so gas does not have definite shape. It means that the molecules does not have strong forces of attraction between them. So by this example, we can suggest that the forces of attraction and the distance between the molecules is the governing factor which gives the properties to the state of matter. So if the distance will be less, then the forces of attraction will be more, and if the forces of attraction will be more, there will be a more chance of forming a regular structure, a regular shape, and the movement of molecules will be less. So the forces of attraction and the distance between molecules is the governing factor which gives the properties to any substance. These are the list of some properties of states of matter. So distance between the particles in solid is very close, and since the distance is very close, so they have a regular arrangement because they try to keep themselves together, and because of this regular arrangement they have a well-defined shape, and because of well-defined shape we can calculate its volume and it may not get changed. Since the forces of attraction is strong enough, so molecules are packed together, so they cannot move here and there. They can just jiggle around and at their fixed position. So they have only vibratory movement in that fixed position. So the movement is very slow and the forces of attraction are very high. So as you can see that the distance between the particles and the forces of attraction are defining the rest of the properties. Same is the case in case of liquids. So liquids has less closer distance. In case of liquids, the liquid has lesser forces of attraction, and because of this they are a little bit far away from one another as compared to solid. So if they have weaker forces of attraction, so molecules have a freedom so that they can move a little bit faster as compared to the solid. And the rest goes like this, that since they are free to move, they have since they are free to move, so they have irregular shape. They move here and there, and they can attain any shape depending upon the shape of container. While the gas molecules are very far from one another, and since the distance is too large, so the force of attraction between them is very small. And when the force of attraction between them is very small, so they can move here and there with the freedom. And when they can move here and there with the freedom, so they do not have definite shape. And when they do not have definite shape, so they can expand and they can contract, and they do not have fixed volume. So by this discussion, we conclude that forces of attraction and the distance between particles is the governing factor which defines the rest of the properties. Now, the speed of molecules and temperature. The speed of molecules increases with the increase in temperature. As you can see, the dye is poured in 2 jars of equal volume containing water at different temperatures. So in one of the jar, the dye is spreading at faster speed because its temperature is high, and in the second jar, the dye is spreading at a very slow speed because the temperature of that jar is low. The water in that jar is cold. So by this experiment, we came to the conclusion that the molecules and their movements are associated with the temperature, and they are in direct proportion. So when the temperature increases, the molecules gains the kinetic energy and their speeds also increases. Similar is with the case of gases. So when we give heat to the gas particles gain kinetic energy, and they start to move here and there within the system. And when they start to move here and there within the system, so they strike the wall of container, and when they strike the wall of container, they hits it with some force. And when the force is applied and at a specific area, we say that the pressure is being developed. So the gas particles, because of their kinetic nature and the freedom of movement, they create pressure when they are kept in a particular container. So the molecular distance between the molecules and the forces of attraction defines the properties such as pressure, such as the flow properties of a liquid, and the shape of a solid. So this is all for today's lesson. Don't forget to subscribe our channel to watch the latest videos on the same topic. Thank you for watching.